She is watching them through this window into their world, day in and day out, although she has no real concept of time, or how long she's been here, or how she got here. She watches the man, almost always in his pajamas, unshaven, his hair unkempt. He smiles at the little girl, but she can see that he's not happy. The smile doesn't reach his eyes. Those sad eyes with the dark bags underneath them, bloodshot. She sees the little girl, and she assumes this man must be her father, because every day she sits facing the woman as the father brushes her hair, puts it in a ponytail, puts a bow on her, straightens her uniform, a skirt, and a button-up shirt, kisses her on the forehead, takes her hand, and they leave the room. Later, but she's not sure how much later, the girl comes back into the room. She has a backpack. She places it on the bed. She takes out her books, her paper, and her pencil, and she watches the girl do her homework. She sees the man come in, sit on the bed, and talk to her. The little girl smiles. She smiles in her eyes, too. Yet, there's still a subtle sadness to her as well. This happens every day. In the evening, the little girl shuffles in her pajamas, her slippers. The father pulls back the covers, tucks her in, and reads her a book. And as he does, as she's watching them, she feels a pain, a yearning, a sorrow, her own sadness. She sees him lean over, kiss her on the forehead. The man walks over to the window, puts the book down in front of it, looks at the window, almost as if he can see her inside of it. Tries to straighten his hair. Looks down at his pajamas, rubs his hand over his bearded face, and his eyes well up with tears. He turns so the girl doesn't see him, and he'll walk out of the bedroom, turn off the light, turn on the nightlight. And as she watches the girl, every night, as soon as the man leaves, she cries. She sits up. She hugs her pillow tight. and she cries. And the woman watches. She begins to want to reach out to the child, to comfort her, to comfort the man who looks back at her in the window. But she doesn't know why. On this day, something different happens. The girl walks in with her pajamas, padding along with her slippers. She takes them off and she crawls into bed. The father places a cup with liquid in front of the window, goes back to the bed, begins to read the girl a story. He tucks her in, kisses her on the forehead, and tonight he sits there at the side of her bed and waits for her to fall asleep. After she's asleep, he walks over to the window. He gazes in, and the woman feels a longing, that pain. She sees his eyes well up. She feels this man is broken. He picks up the cup with the liquid and he drinks it. And he sits down in front of the window and puts his head down. Suddenly behind her, there's a man's voice. Ellie? And a flood of memories and emotions and feelings runs through her, sharply, painfully. She wants to writhe. The amount of feeling and pain and emotion is overwhelming. She turns around, and with her is the man. Ellie? Frank? Frank. And the memories rush in. And the man is her husband. When she turns to look back in the window, she sees that it's daylight. The little girl has found the man slumped in front of the window, and she realizes that she's watching from the vanity of her child's bedroom. But now Frank is here with her. And they both see Audrey crying over the dead body of her father.